John Beltran and Dave Urich back from Beat Digger Stadium as we begin the fourth quarter. Both teams had possession of the football once in the third. They both scored. That's not good news for the Beat Diggers because they're still down by 2 touchdowns. 35-21. Second down and 1 for Brush at their own 39-yard line. Rosenbrock and Lee remain in the backfield. And on second down, Tormolin hands it off to Lee on the right side. That play was broken up badly in the backfield. A loss of 2. And that was a form tackle by Ryan McIntyre, the linebacker. He'll lose a yard. Will Chris Lee. Third down and 2, and that was simply a missed block.
Yeah, actually our blocker was there, but he was just pushing our blocker into the backfield. He just shoved him right back into our running back.
Jake Morrow checks into the game. Mitch Tormolin wants to play ASAP as Kyle Rosenbrock will run out of the lineup. Again, the Beat Diggers are playing this second half without Connor Weiser. Third down and 2 from the 38. Handoff right side. That should be a first down. And is that Lee? It is. Across the 40 to the 42. Pick up a 4. And McIntyre made the tackle along with Wade Wilson. Chris Lee is running with some purpose here in the second half. And so is Rosenbrock. They need all these guys to do that because they've got to figure out a way to get the ball back only down by 1 score instead of 2. First and 10 at the 42. The Beat Diggers do not score here. This game is essentially over. Inside of 11 minutes to go, down 35-21. On first and 10 from the 42, Bostrom's in motion to the left. Handoff on the counter to Lee to the 45-yard line, down to the 50, down the middle of the field. He's dragged down from behind, inside the 35 to the 32. That's a gain of 26 yards for Chris Lee. And he nearly went the distance. First and 10 for the Beat Diggers.
Yeah, he almost broke that tackle loose. You know, Eaton's in that 5-2, and like I said before, they have their linebackers up there about 2.5, 3 yards off the ball. It looks like they're blitzing one of them all the time. That time they might have been sending both of them. I'm not sure. Diggers got them with a little bit of misdirection, caught their free safety, their 2 free safeties off guard, but they have, except for their free safety, everybody else is up there within about 2 or 3 yards of the line of scrimmage trying to stop the run.
First and 10 for Brush at the Eaton 32-yard line. They have run on all 4 plays so far on this drive. There's the handoff to Lee right up the middle. A nice hole again. He spins inside the 30 towards the 28. As the line of scrimmage was officially the 33, I believe. And Holden Rexius, the 6'3", 279-pound senior, made the play. We'll give them 4. Second down and 6 to go. And this Eaton team's got some big boys.
They sure do. They got some power up there. You can sure see it. A lot of really fit-looking kids.
Second down and 6 to go from the Eaton 28-yard line. Albo's the receiver to the right. Inside of 10 minutes to go in the game. Eaton 35, Brush 21. Bostrom's in motion to the left. And there's the handoff to Rosenbrock running wide to the left, and he's hit in the backfield. He loses 2 to the 30-yard line. Way too much penetration led by Trent Sieg. Now it'll be third down and 8 to go for Brush.
I think that was that fullback sweep that they worked so well last week at Valley, but Eaton had their corner, or else it was a linebacker plus their defensive end out there stopping Rosenbrock and keeping him from getting to the corner.
Third down and 8 to go from the Eaton 30-yard line. This is 4-down territory. Beat Diggers need to get a first down here because, again, if they don't score, this game is essentially history. On 3rd and 8 from the 30, Tormolin back to throw. Over the middle, the pass going to be complete. First down to Randy Baker, who was covered like a blanket, but they found the seam to the 19. It's a gain of 11, and a Beat Digger first down.
What happened was like we were talking about, they got their linebackers up there so close to the line of scrimmage, the Diggers are in a double tight formation, so they fake the 24 dive and then come with an 81 dump back over on the left side. And of course, Eaton's linebackers are sucking up there tight trying to stop the run, and that leaves Baker wide open. But like you said, Tremolin did a good job of threading it in there because the corner had some good coverage on Baker.
I think the Reds are going to take a timeout, and we will take it with them. 8:49 to go in the game. It is Eaton 35, Brush 21 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Dave Urich back from Beat Digger Stadium. 8:49 to go in the game. Eaton 35, Brush 21, but the Beat Diggers have it 1st and 10 at the Eaton 19. This is a must-score drive for Brush. Lee is in that backfield. I think Garcia's out there with him. Rosenbrock in motion to the right. Pitch right to Garcia. Inside to the 15-yard line on a nice cut. And he drives towards the 14, maybe the 13. As soon as Garcia got that pitch, he just took off. He picks up 5 yards before he's tripped up 2nd down and 5. And the speed certainly helped him there.
You bet. 58 pitch, and he got out there, but he didn't take it to the corner again. He cut it back upfield once he started feeling that pursuit that was going to reach him out there, and he cut it back up, and that's how he picked up those 5 yards. And he's so fast once he made that cut. You know, it took a lot for Eaton to be able to contain him.
2nd down and 5 to go for the Beat Diggers at the Eaton 14-yard line. Jake Morrow is now in that backfield along with Chris Lee. Tormolen will hand it off right up the middle to Lee. Looks like he's driving for a 1st down, hard inside the 10 towards the 7 or 8 yard line. They'll give him the 8. It's a gain of 6. 1st and goal again for the Beat Diggers before Ryan McIntyre makes the tackle.
So Lee's got 65 yards now on 10 carries, 6.5 yards a carry is a pretty good average, and probably this has turned out to be one of Chris Lee's best nights of his career.
Without a doubt, had a 26-yard run on this drive. 1st and goal at the 8. The only thing that concerns you of your Brush is getting the football back. And they're chewing up some clock here. They've taken up well over 4 minutes on this drive. And they're still not into the end zone. On 1st and goal from the 8. Tormolen on the handoff to Rosenbrock right up the gut. He lowers his shoulder. He drives towards the 6. And that's going to be at a gain of 2 for Rosenbrock. Wade Wilson in on the play. 2nd down and goal from the 6. This will be the 11th play of the drive for the Beat Diggers.
So Rosenbrock's got 15 yards on 5 carries. Garcia's got 24 yards on 5 carries. The Diggers tried to run that 30 series there. That was just a trap over on the right side.
Beat Diggers do have all 3 timeouts, which they might have to use on defense. But first things first, you have to score a touchdown. 2nd and goal from the 6. Tormolen on the bootleg left. Holds the ball on his left hip to the 5-yard line, and then he's tumbled down inside the 5 towards the 2, maybe the 1. Lincoln Carell made the tackle, but it looks like close to a gain of 5. And do we have a flag down? There is a flag down at the 10-yard line. This will be a hold against Brush. That's going to kill them right there. They're going to have to go to the air more than likely after that penalty.
They ran that over here to the left side, so to their split side, which is the luck that they had against Faith Christian a few weeks ago, running it to their slot side. That time the flag was thrown clear back in the backfield, so I got to believe it happened after the fact. It was probably one of those holds that didn't need to happen again.
So nullify the gain. This is a killer. The ball's back at the 20-yard line. So that amounts to a 14-yard penalty for Brush. With 6:52 to go in the game. 2nd down and goal for the 20. Trailing 35-21. Trevor Blake checks in, and Connor Weiser is back into the lineup for the Beat Diggers. They're going to need a heavy dose of something real good here. On 2nd and goal from the 20. Tormolen, play action, back to throw. That's a deep drop. Throws along the sideline. The pass is caught by Garcia inside the 15-yard line. Doesn't have much more. As he stays in bounds, it's going to be a short gain. He might have gotten just to the 15-yard line. They've yet to spot the ball to the right side of the Eaton bench. But it's certainly not a very big gain for Brush, just 5 yards. And here comes the 12th play of the drive. And here's the problem, Dave. The Beat Diggers have chewed up over 6 minutes, and they're not in the end zone. They got 2 plays to get 15 yards.
Yeah, Garcia's got to be smart over there. He knows he's not going to get any more yards. He needs to get out of bounds and conserve every single second he can for the next drive we have.
3rd and goal from the 15. Tormolen rolling to his right, looking to screen it out to the left, caught by Garcia, cuts to the inside of the 15-yard line, along the sideline to the 10, to the 5 for the pylon. He dives. Is that a touchdown for Garcia? It is! Touchdown for Eric Garcia! Wow, what a play by the Beat Diggers on 3rd and goal from the 15. Eaton 35, Brush 27.
Yeah, the Diggers aren't going to sleep on them. They're coming right after them. And I'll tell you what, it was a good play there by Coach Dreitz. He threw that screen over here to the left side, caught the over pursuit of that defensive line of Eaton's. And then Garcia just did some heads-up running. He ran around people and then did his favorite thing of cutting it back to the outside and running away from people. He just has so much speed they couldn't catch him.
Another big extra point to be attempted by Jesus Cardenas. Great play call. Had Eaton off balance defensively. The all-important extra point. High snap, and that kick is up. Oh, just inside the left upright. 5:37 to go in the game. Eaton 35, Brush 28 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beat Diggers have had the football twice in the second half and have scored twice. That was a 12-play drive for the Beat Diggers. And it was a 70-yard drive. In 6 minutes and 37 seconds, 15-yard pass from Tormolen to Garcia. And all of a sudden, it's a 35-28 game. And that's the first touchdown pass of the night for Tormolen, his 10th of the season against only one interception. What a junior year he's having.
Eaton scooting way up, worried about that onside kick.
And it is an onside kick. The ball is loose. It's picked up by Brush. It is picked up by the Beat Diggers. I think Trevor Blake was the one who grabbed it at the 47-yard line. The ball did go the required 10 yards, and Blake was able to pick it up at the 47, and he's down at the 46. That did go 10 yards.
That was a perfect onside kick. I'll tell you what, I can't believe Eaton, they didn't even come up to attack the ball. The people up on the line, up on that front five, they were retreating, and now Eaton's trying to say that the Diggers didn't go 10 yards, but it was Blake
clearly
was 2 or 3 yards past the 10-yard mark. So it was a great play and that was a big mistake by Eaton.
Yeah, I'm stunned that happened, Dave.
Now the Eaton players, they're getting after the officials out there. I can't believe they're allowing that to happen either.
Well, it clearly went 13 yards before Blake got it. 1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the Eaton 45-yard line off the onside kick. Rosenbrock is in that backfield with Chris Lee. And on 1st down, back to throw Tormolen over the middle of the pass. Is going to be caught by Vince Albo. 1st down for the Beat Diggers inside the 35 towards the 31. A gain of 14 and a 1st down.
It's about a 5 to 7 yard post pattern. Tormolen dropped back 5 steps, just fired a bullet in there and hit Vinny right on the money.
Boy, if the Beat Diggers can tie this game after the gain of 14, only 31 yards away, what a comeback that would be. When it seemed that just before halftime, they could have faced a 21-point deficit. Plenty of time to go in this game with 5:23 remaining. 1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the Eaton 31-yard line. Rosenbrock and Lee are in the backfield. Eaton leads 35-28. Tormolen back to throw, still looking along the left sideline. The pass is going to be dropped. Broken up, intended for Eric Garcia at the 14-yard line. Broken up. A perfect pass thrown by Tormolen, but Garcia couldn't haul it in. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Tormolen went bootleg right. He faked the 30 series. It hit Garcia right on the right shoulder pad. He needs to catch the ball with his hand, and I think he was thinking about running with it before he actually had it caught, and it caught up with him.
Again, this is 4-down territory for Brush. 2nd down and 10 at the Eaton 31-yard line. Again, Rosenbrock and Lee in the backfield. The lone receiver to the left is Vince Albo. On the inside slot is Eric Garcia. Tormolen will hand it off the middle to Lee. Big hole, spinning inside the 25. Inside the 20s, he continues to drive towards the 18-yard line for Chris Lee. It's a gain of 13 and a Beat Digger 1st down.
Again, Eaton has those linebackers. They're in that 5-2, and their linebackers are right up there on the line of scrimmage. And, everybody at home needs to visualize what a linebacker looks like in their stance. The Eaton linebackers, they look like they're getting ready, like a wide receiver, like they're getting ready to sprint straight ahead. And so they're up there so close that we're just running right past them with our dives.
Just shy of the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers with 4:53 to go in the game. Down by 7. Tormolen will hand it off on the left side. That's Lee again as he drives towards the 15-yard line. And Riley Jones made the tackle. Let's see if they give him the 15. And they'll back that thing up a little bit. It's going to be a 3-yard advance to the 16. 2nd down and 7 to go for the Beat Diggers.
So that puts Lee at 81 yards tonight, mostly with that dive.
And the Beat Diggers taking their time, in no hurry to score. 2nd down and 7. The ball is just outside the 15-yard line. Tormolen showing composure at the quarterback position. He will hand it off on the left side to Rosenbrock inside the 15. He continues to drive towards the 11. Not sure if he got to the 10, but another positive gain as Trent Sieg made the tackle. That Eaton defense has been out on the field for a lot of the second half. It's a gain of 5. 3rd down and a short 2. That ball is just inside the Eaton 11. With 3:38 to go in the game, the Beat Diggers are looking to draw to within 1. Garcia on the inside slot to the right. Albo the receiver as well to the far right. On 3rd down and 2 from the 11. Handoff right up the middle. And no, they took it to the outside to Rosenbrock. Check that. Rosenbrock loses a yard, I believe. Well, I saw Lee dive towards the middle, but instead that went to the outside. It's a loss of 1 to the 12.
They're really pushing that 20 series over here. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a 27 cross or if that was that fullback sweep to try to get Rosenbrock to the outside. Tell you what, it just didn't work that time.
Well, this is the game right now. 4th and a long 3 with the ball at the 12-yard line. Weiser's back into the game with 2:49 to go, and all the Beat Digger fans are standing. If Eaton stops Brush here, then they could win this game. 4th and 3 from the 12. And Tormolen, I think, got Eaton to jump.
Yep.
And the Reds did jump. They haven't signaled it yet, but I didn't see a Beat Digger move. That would be a 1st and goal at the 7. And that's exactly what the signal's going to be. What a smart play call there.
You betcha. They sent Weiser in there as a decoy. They got Eaton thinking about Weiser coming straight ahead. They want to make the big stop. They're blitzing all the time. They just told the guys to hold still, and that offensive line showed a lot of discipline.
Of course, it wasn't a play call. It was a snap call, but still, like you said, a lot of discipline. 1st and goal at the 7 with 2:35 to go in the game. Eaton 35, Brush 28. Lee and Weiser are in the backfield. In motion to the left is Garcia. Handoff to Lee, running across the left side. Drives inside the 5, and I think he stopped right there. Yeah, it's a gain of 2. No further advance for Chris Lee. The Beat Diggers want to score with as little time left. Holden Rexius made the tackle. 2nd and goal from the 5.
Yeah, he was running a little straight up and down there, wasn't he? And it kind of stopped his forward progress.
And if they score, does Randy Dreitz go for 2?
No.
He did that against Ray back in 03, and it paid off. Rosenbrock now in the backfield along with Lee. Garcia in motion to the right. 2nd and goal from the 5. There's a handoff on the counter to Lee. Inside the 5, he drives to the 1. He fumbled it, but he was down. He was down at the 1. Good call right there as Lee was hit by Wade Wilson. It's a pickup of 4. 3rd and goal from the 1. And there's only a minute 37 left, and Eaton's not calling any timeout here to save clock in case the Beat Diggers tie this game or maybe take the lead.
I think the Diggers got to go goose and go here. Don't let that Eaton defense get off on the count.
What a game this has been. 3rd and goal at the 1. Weiser and Lee are in the backfield. Tormolen taking his time. On 3rd and goal. Handoff, Weiser, left side. Touchdown for the Beat Diggers. From 1 yard away for Connor Weiser. His 2nd score of the game. It is Eaton 35, Brush 34. Now the most critical decision of the game by head coach Randy Dreitz.
Yeah, he's got to make his decision. He has Jesus Cardenas over here. He's got his tee. They're talking about it. I think we're going to end up having him call a timeout.
Yeah, because let me tell you, you know that if Eaton gets the football with a minute 8 to go, they've got time here to take the lead. And the Beat Diggers are going to call a timeout. Dave, what a game. You've only been here for half of the game, but it's like you've seen the whole game in a way.
I'll tell you what, I have enjoyed it. I couldn't wait to get – I had a great time over at Thompson giving away goldfish. But I'll tell you what, I'm glad to be over here seeing this second half because the Diggers have done a good job of digging down deep and coming and fighting from behind, and now we got a huge play here. Huge
9-play, 45-yard drive in 4 minutes and 26 seconds. 1:08 to go in the game. Eaton 35, Brush 34. It appears the Bead Diggers are going to try and take the lead here. And they would only have 2 timeouts, so if they don't score on the 2-point conversion, they're going to have to go onside kick and recover it again. But you got to credit Coach Dreitz. He likes to go for it, and he's confident with that offense, which has been dominant here in this second half. But it only takes one play for the Reds to win this game, as it will only take one play for the Bead Diggers to perhaps win this game. Well, so they will go for 2.
Yeah, he's thinking about Cardenas a little bit off the mark tonight. Putting a lot of confidence in the offense with this T backfield.
Lee, Weiser, and Garcia in the backfield. The Bead Diggers are going for 2. And do we have another timeout? The Bead Diggers call another one. Well, this is it. He's putting all his eggs in this basket, Dave. And you know what? When you're ranked number 1, when you've had an undefeated season, when you're playing a top-notch opponent like Eaton, go for it.
Yep, you might as well. The defense is on their heels. Right now they're nervous. The coach is out there talking about that T backfield. He's out there talking about, he's telling his guys to look out for Weiser off tackle. He's telling his guys all these things. And now this gives Coach Dreitz a chance to put a different formation out on the field.
The Bead Diggers will try to take the lead right now. 1 minute, 8 seconds to go in the game. The clock will not move, obviously with a 2-point conversion.
Well, the crowd is on its feet. I got to tell you, it's packed from north to south here. The bleachers are full. Everybody's standing up.
Eaton has had the football only once in the second half. Albo's the receiver to the left. Weiser's in that backfield along with Garcia and Trevor Blake. The Bead Diggers to attempt a 2-point conversion. Tormolin. Oh, and looked like a Bead Digger moved in the backfield. It was Garcia. Garcia flinched. Now it looks like they're going to attempt the extra point. Boy, that hurt. Now can Jesus make the extra point here and draw the Bead Diggers even? Yeah, Garcia definitely flinched.
Yeah, he flinched a lot. You tell your guys if you do that, if you're in the backfield and you flinch that much, you need to just go into motion from there, and it doesn't cost you a penalty. But he jumped so hard, they would have called it if he would have went into motion anyway.
Oh, this is going to be a huge kick for the Bead Digger Jr. This will be a 25-yard extra point, and you can bet that Eaton is going to be coming right after the Bead Digger kicker. Off the hold of Eric Garcia. Awaiting the snap is Garcia. It's down. The kick is up, and that kick is good. 1 minute, 8 seconds to go in the game. Brush 35, Eaton 35 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Eaton has led since the beginning of the game until now. The Bead Diggers with a 9-play, 45-yard drive in 4 minutes and 26 seconds off the onside kick recovered by Trevor Blake. Connor Weiser scores from a yard out. His second touchdown of the game, but there's still 1:08 to go. And Jesus to kick it off. Austin Eckler and Lincoln Carell are deep to receive. Jesus runs up to the football, boots that one high and deep, and that's headed into the end zone off the bounce at the 3-yard line. A little bit of extra in that right leg for Jesus Cardenas. He's done his job. And now let's see if the Reds start throwing that football and try to get it into field goal range. And hopefully the Bead Diggers can respond on defense.
You know what? This is a good thing for the Diggers. They know they have to throw the football. They got to watch out for those, those runs. They got to watch out for those draw plays and, big runs that could give their kicker a chance to kick a field goal. And you can bet they have a 2-minute offense, but they're going to have to play that prevent defense. And that's going to be good for the Diggers because I love our chances with our DBs back there making those interceptions.
1st and 10 for Eaton at their own 20-yard line. Under center is Ole Arnick. 3 receivers to the left. Actually just 2 with 1 now in motion. That's the tight end, Foss. Back to throw. Looking. Sets it deep up the left sideline. The pass is incomplete. And it looked like the Reds on the sideline wanted interference as Britton Abbott fell to the turf at the Bead Digger 47. Instead, it's 2nd down and 10 with 1:02 to go in the game.
Yeah, Brett Bostrom had coverage on him, and they wanted the flag thrown on Brett Bostrom, but I don't think he touched him. I think he just tripped over his own shoelace.
2nd down and 10. If the Bee Diggers can just apply some pressure on the quarterback, and like you said, Dave, come up with that big turnover like they have many times this year. That's how they rallied to beat Ray when Ethan Brose picked off that pass at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. 2 receivers out to the left, 2 to the right from the 20. Merritt is in motion to the left. 3-step drop for Oliarnik. Rolling to his right. Pressure coming. Throws off his back foot. Tipped and complete. Oh, if it was tipped a little bit more, it would have been intercepted by Garcia along the sideline. It was intended for Corral. 3rd and 10 as that ball went off his left hand at the 30-yard line.
I'm not sure Garcia saw the ball on that tip because it didn't look like he made a play on it. But it was a great play there. He tipped it, and we had a lot of pressure on Oliarnik. It made it hard for him to make an accurate pass.
Here we go, the all-important 3rd down. Can the Bee Diggers stop Eaton on 3rd and 10 from their own 20? If they can, they'll get the football back, and with the way that Jesus is booting that football, they could set up for a game-winning field goal, but they've got to make the play right now. 3rd and 10 at their own 20-yard line, 1 receiver to each side. Man in motion to the right is Corral. Rolling to the right is Oliarnik. Still rolling, looking, and he's going to be hit by Rosenbrock and thrown out of bounds. Rosenbrock makes the play. It's going to be a loss inside the 20 to perhaps the 17-yard line. And Rosenbrock made a big defensive play, and the clock stops with 47 seconds to go in the game.
Eaton's got to make a big choice here. Go for it and give Brush short yardage where they got a kicker that can make it, or punt it.
No, they're punting. There's no, if they go for it, they're insane. I mean, you've got 4th down and 12 from the 18-yard line. There's no way they're going to go for it. That's a loss of 2.
Yeah, he's limping off the field anyway.
And Eckler's not going to fake it this time.
Well, Garcia needs to field this ball. He can't let it run. He's got to field the ball and get it down as far as he can.
Eckler standing at his own 5-yard line. A little bit of a high snap. Gets it off, and that's a beauty. A spiraling punt. Garcia calls for a fair catch at the 49 of Eaton. And there's a late flag. And that probably is a sideline warning on the Reds. So that's going to amount to nothing, really. So the punt goes for 32 yards with 42 seconds to go. The Bee Diggers have the football at the 49 of the Reds. Well, this is it, Dave. I mean, if you're going to win the game, you've got to do it right now.
You know what? We got the passing game to do it. We just have to make sure our players got to be smart. They've got to play the sideline, get the ball out of bounds right away, not get tackled in the middle of the field. The coaches are going to have a couple of plays called back-to-back because we don't have any of those timeouts. And then I'm not afraid of putting the ball in Cardenas's foot. I think he could kick it from about the 30-yard line as far as he's been kicking it. He could get close.
Yeah.
So we just need about 19 or 20 yards, and we have a shot at it.
I think 25 yards would be ideal. 42 seconds to go in the game. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at the Eaton 49, deadlocked at 35. Weiser's the lone setback. Tormolen looking to throw deep in the pocket, and over the middle the pass is incomplete. Intended for Albo at the 35-yard line, basically threw it into the turf. 2nd down and 10, 37 seconds to go in this classic from Bee Digger Stadium.
We had a deep guy, we had a short guy, and Albo was in the middle wide open. I'm not sure if the pass slipped out of Tremola's hands or maybe he thought Albo was going to be someplace else, but maybe there's some sort of a miscommunication, but he was wide open. That was going to be a big play.
2nd down and 10 from the Eaton 49-yard line. 37 ticks remaining. The Bee Diggers are looking to extend their record to 7-0. They have not led in this game. 3 receivers to the left. The outside receiver's Albo. Weiser is the lone setback. On 2nd down and 10, Tormolen back to pass. Plenty of protection towards the sideline. The pass is caught, and that's going to be short of a first down, though, by Albo at the 40-yard line. The Bee Diggers have 1 timeout remaining. It's a gain of 9 before the play was made. 3rd and 1 with 28 seconds to go.
The Diggers had, I was wrong. I didn't think we had a timeout, but the Diggers called timeout right there.
Well, you figure you're going to run the football, Dave, pick up a first down. The clock will stop for the movement of the chains. Then you've got to throw the football. You've got to get it at least 10 to 12 yards down the field, ground the ball, and try a long field goal. It'd be nice if the Beat Diggers can just score a touchdown and do away with a field goal, which is a possibility the way they've been executing on offense in the second half with now just 28 seconds to go at the 40-yard line. The Beat Diggers are in Eaton territory. They were down by 14 points for much of this game. Albo and Blake are the receivers to the right. Baker's out there to the left with Garcia. Weiser is the lone setback on 3rd and 1 from the Eaton 40-yard line. Will they run for a first down? In motion to the right is Garcia. No, back to throws Tormolen. Rolling, throwing out to the right. The pass is caught inside the 30-yard line. The clock will stop for the first down towards the 29. And is that going to be Trevor Blake with a catch? I believe it's Blake with a catch. It's a gain of 11. At the 29-yard line, the clock stops for the movement of the chains with 20 seconds to go in the game. It'll restart, and the Beat Diggers are either going to have to ground it, as Tormolen does. Grounds it right there. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Dave, this would be about a 46-yard field goal with 16 seconds to go. But, they're going to pass here. I'd say you need about 5 more yards. You talked about a 40-yard field goal. They're at the 29. If they can get 5 to 6 more yards, that would be a 40-yard field goal. However, if you get 5 to 6 more yards, unless the play goes out of bounds, the clock's going to run out. So they've got to go a little bit deeper. They've got to go at least 10 yards down the field and then spike it again, and there will be single-digit numbers on that clock, and then try the field goal to win the game.
Yeah, this is just huge. I see Cardenas is down there. He's got his tee in his hand. He's pacing back and forth. He's ready to go, and I'm just excited. He's got the leg to make this kick.
Yeah, there's no doubt, because that 25-yard extra point he made would have been good from at least 35 or 40 yards.
Yeah, the ball landed on about the 7th lane of the track out there.
2nd down and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the 29-yard line of Eaton. Brush 35, Eaton 35 with 16 seconds to go in the game. On the right hash mark, trips to the right. Connor Weiser is the lone setback. Tormolen rolling to his right, looking to set up a screen, gets it out to the left, and it's short of the target. Incomplete. Randy Baker just did not try to catch it. That was a smart thing, Ed. He tried to catch that football. It was going to be nothing doing for the Beat Diggers. The clock would have run out. 11 seconds to go. 3rd down and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the 29-yard line. You'd like to run one more play, but it's either got to be an incomplete pass or it's got to be a first down, and which would be inside the 19-yard line.
Yep, that screen scares me, though, because if he makes that catch like you were saying,
it's
he had to run it back up to the middle of the
Well, we
field.
go to overtime.
Yeah.
We go to overtime.
Yeah.
There's no way. The Beat Diggers, at the very minimum, have got to attempt a long field goal. 2 receivers split out each side. 3rd and 10 from the 29-yard line of the Reds. Tormolen has the football. Back to throw. Looking deep down the left sideline. That pass going to be incomplete at the 3-yard line, intended for Randy Baker, but he was well covered. 7 seconds to go in the game.
You know what I like about that play, though? Because a lot of times you can get a pass interference play. You can get a pass interference call. So I like going down the field on all those plays right there. Coming up with some post patterns, maybe a couple of a down and out and up pattern, 8 patterns. Just something to create, some space between you and the defender to where Tremolin can throw the ball up in the air, maybe get a Eaton Red pushing off or something, and get you down the field.
Now you got to get that kick up, Dave. You got to make sure it's not blocked and returned. This is it. This will be a 47-yard attempt for Jesus Cardenas to win it for the Beat Diggers. And I think the Reds have taken a timeout, their final timeout, with 7 seconds to go in a 35-35 game. This might be the best game we've seen in years at Beat Digger Stadium. A playoff feel, everybody standing. Nobody has left Beat Digger Stadium. And we're coming up on past 2.5 hours, which is long for a high school football game, considering it's only 48 minutes as opposed to the 60 you see in college and the NFL.
Who would have guessed, just a few years back that you'd see Eaton with 224 yards passing, Brush with 156 playing against each other. It's weird how both teams have had to, adjust and evolve to an air attack rather than the ground game.
Jesus will kick it from right to left. A 47-yard attempt. This is a long one for the Beet Digger Jr., but he does have plenty of leg. Awaiting the snap. It's down. Jesus boots it. That is up. Is it deep enough? It is short. Just short. And we go to overtime. With the score, Brush 35, Eaton 35 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.